Great news, friends! I finally got around to making one of your most requested videos, a guide to rally formation. Rallies are one of the more confusing mechanics in Kingshot, and in many ways don't behave the way you might expect. So in this video, we're going to unpack all of the unique intricacies of rally science so you can clearly understand how they work, even in edge cases. If you haven't yet watched my ultimate guide to Kingshot combat linked below in the description, I highly recommend you pause this video and go take a look. There I cover how expedition combat in general is simulated under the hood, and this video will reference some of those concepts for individual combat and build on them in many ways. So let's dive in and first talk about how a rally is constructed. We'll start with offensive rallies first since they are simpler. The rally leader, or rally captain, is the one who forms the rally, and any other alliance members who join we will call rally joiners. If it is a rally that costs stamina, such as for Terrors or Caesares, then only the rally captain pays the stamina cost. They are also refunded if the rally is unsuccessful. Now, the role of a rally captain is very different than the role of a rally joiner. If you're leading a rally, your bonuses and stats apply to the entire rally. That means the total of all your combat research, governor gear and charms, heroes equipment, hero stats, consumable combat bonuses, pet bonuses and abilities, and any other sources like skins and frames and island decorations, etc. The other important stat that rally leaders bring to rallies is the rally capacity value. This determines how many other total troops can be contributed by other alliance members, and the value is primarily determined by the rally leader's command center. Additionally, the heroes you select will bring all of their expedition abilities. This means not only the 3 hero abilities on the Hero Skills tab if they're an orange hero, but also the 4th expedition ability hidden in their exclusive gear details. The order in which you place your 3 heroes does not matter, as all skills of all your heroes will apply to the raid. And finally, the rally leader contributes some share of troops to the rally as well, just like rally joiners. They must bring at least 1 troop into battle with them, but can bring as much as their personal deployment capacity allows. And the troop tier determines the base stats to which the buff will apply for all of those troops. And the ratio of troop types also impacts the combat simulation. For more information, check out that Ultimate Kingshot Combat Guide linked in the description. If you are a rally joiner, however, there is much less you contribute, and it might not be what you expect. We'll start with the simplest. You contribute troops. These troops provide the troop stats upon which the rally leader's buffs are applied. The proportion of infantry, cavalry, and archers you bring to the rally will impact the overall rally composition and thus the combat simulation. Next, you may contribute up to 1 hero ability to the rally to influence the rally leader's buffs. However, neither you nor the rally leader get to directly choose which abilities rally joiners contribute. Rather, the game follows a preset logic that selects the ability based on a few factors. And if you don't know these factors, you can really screw up a rally. It works as follows. The hero you put in the first position of your 3 heroes is the hero captain. This is denoted by the little green flag. Whoever you select as your hero captain will potentially provide their first position skill of their expedition abilities. We will call this the priority expedition skill. So if it is Zoe, you will have her Sundering Wound ability potentially contributed to the rally. Now I said potentially. Only 4 hero abilities are actually contributed to the rally across all rally joiners. So the game has a separate logic to select which 4 of the potential rally joiner abilities will apply. The game will prioritize the 4 eligible abilities that have the highest skill level, without respect to what the skill does. This means a level 5 skill from one hero will bump out a level 4 skill from another. If there are more than 4 eligible abilities of the highest skill level that are being provided by rally joiners, then the game will select from those abilities in order of who joined the rally first. So you might be wondering, what happens if multiple copies of the same ability are selected by this logic? In short, some of the abilities stack and some do not. So 2 Chenkos will have their lethality bonus stack, but 2 Jables will not have their rally flag ability stack since it is a % chance of occurring. Now when I talk about these stat abilities stacking, they are not calculated the same way that standard bonuses are, which is additively. These ability bonuses fall into a special bonus category that operates both additively and multiplicatively to the base stats of the rally leader. I have much more detail on how this works in the Ultimate Combat Guide, but the short version here is that stacking 2 Chenkos with a level 4 lethality boosting skill on a base lethality bonus of 200% will make the new lethality stat bonus 320%, so you get a significant reward for coordination between alliance joiners, and these seemingly low stat percentages continue to scale as the rally leader's stats grow. So what about your second and third heroes you sent as the rally joiner? Do they contribute at all? Well, technically yes, but probably not in the way that you're thinking. To be explicit, your heroes do not contribute any stat bonuses or gear to the rally as a joiner, but they do provide one thing, and that is an increase to your personal deployment capacity based on the hero level. And that's it. So by having a second or third hero present, you can contribute more troops to a given rally. And finally, you do not provide any bonuses based on your own governor gear and charms, research, or any consumable bonuses. Again, rally joiners do not provide stat bonuses to the offensive rally. Everyone can check what skills the rally logic has selected by opening the rally info from the war panel and clicking on the rally flag in the top right corner. Here you can see the full calculation of the rally bonuses, as well as which skills are in effect from both the rally leader and rally joiner. Remember, some hero skills are only applicable on offense or defense. From that same rally info panel, you can hit the inspect icon to see the total troop type ratio across the entire rally. This can be helpful in balancing out to desired rally proportions. If the rally leader wants to change something, then their only option is to kick out a corresponding member of the rally that is contributing it. This could be done because they are bringing the wrong priority expedition skill, too low of a troop tier, the wrong ratio, or whatever the rally leader feels is holding back the rally as a whole. This can be especially important in high-stakes situations, like Castle Battle, or where the score will be significantly impacted, like Bear Hunt. So we've been talking about offensive rallies a bit. Now let's talk about how they work on defense. Everything I just explained about rally formation for offensive rallies still applies, but there are some modifications with defensive rallies, and most of them provide advantages to the defender. First of all, a defensive rally is automatically composed of the collection of players and troops in a garrison at the time another army attacks. There is also the concept of a garrison captain who gets a bit more control over defensive rally composition. That means the garrison captain can expel players from the garrison, appoint a new garrison captain, and even sort the order of players. More on that last one in a moment. The garrison captain can be determined in a number of ways. It's automatically the player who owns a town that is being defended. If it's a PvP target like an outpost or castle, then it's the first player to arrive, or someone from the rally that captured it from another player. Alliance leadership can also override who is the garrison commander for their alliance buildings like the headquarters. A major difference though in defensive rallies where the game tries to be helpful, but can sometimes cause challenges, is the selection of the rally leader. If there is a rally joiner somewhere in the garrison that has higher overall stats than the garrison captain, then that player will become the rally leader for combat. This will not automatically reassign them to the garrison captain though. This gives us a bit more of a complex situation of who's bringing what to the rally. In this case, we have a rally leader that is bringing all the stats, bonuses, and hero abilities plus their own troops. Then we have a separate garrison captain, who of course brings their own troops, but is also setting the rally capacity, either through their own rally capacity stat, if defending a target on the map, or through their embassy if defending their own town center. The garrison captain could either be the rally leader or act as a rally joiner, and potentially provide one of those 4 priority expedition skills if they're a rally joiner. And lastly, we have the other rally joiners bringing their troops as usual and potentially priority expedition skills. The game does this extra complicated step to help give the defenders the best possible advantage in a fight, but sometimes it can give interesting results. For example, I once was reinforced in Viking Vengeance by a whale who using some blue heroes in their march, which overrode the abilities of the heroes I had left at home. Also, given what we know about the importance of optimizing rally skills, you can see how this helpful optimization can create some potential headaches. This is also amplified by the fact that you can't see an equivalent rally info window from the garrison menu like you can for an offensive rally that is forming. It's not well known, but this info does actually show up, but only when someone has launched a rally at that garrison. Then you can go step into the rally info window from the Alliance War tab and finally see the same type of information as offensive rallies and understand what the end result will be of all this tinkering. If ever the developer watches this video, then please add this screen to the Garrison UI itself. It will be a big quality of life improvement for your most hardcore players. One other huge advantage of defensive rallies is a little known trick that can allow Alliance rank 4 or rank 5 members to actually sort the order of players to get the exact priority expedition skills they want active. The secret is to specify a player whose ability you don't want showing up in the rally as the garrison captain. Then, when you select another garrison captain, that previous one will fall to the bottom of the list. By doing this in the correct sequence, you can filter out abilities you don't want active to the bottom of the garrison in a matter of seconds. This means you can optimize rally abilities without having to kick anyone from the garrison, which is something an offensive rally leader cannot do. When a regular garrison commander who is not an alliance leader makes someone else the garrison commander, they immediately lose the ability to further modify the garrison. So while this trick could work in theory for independent garrison commanders to shuffle the order, it is way easier for an alliance leader to just coordinate it themselves. And one other last trick for defensive rallies: if you already have troops in a garrison, but some were injured and you have room to send more, you do not need to withdraw your march from the garrison. You can instead send a second march with more troops, and it will top up the troops you have in the garrison up to your personal capacity limit. Be mindful that if you send more troops than you can add to the garrison, the game will prioritize infantry, then cavalry, then archers. Given all of our discussions about optimizing rallies for abilities, it is only fitting to share what are the heroes and abilities you want to look out for. I cover heroes and their abilities in a much greater degree of depth as part of my Kingshot Hero Reviews playlist, linked below in the description, and this isn't meant to be a replacement to that. So we will discuss this briefly in 3 parts: guidance for rally leaders, and guidance for rally joiners split into offensive and defensive rallies. For rally leading, yes, some heroes will have slight variations with certain abilities working on only defense or offense, such as Jabel's Divine Strength or Saul's Defend to Attack. But even in Generation 1, when you have all these heroes to choose from, the orange heroes will be the best rally leaders due to their better stats, additional skills, and exclusive gear. If you are more of a free-to-play player or haven't otherwise built your orange heroes, then Howard will be your best choice for infantry, and Quinn will be your most powerful choice for archer, since he's the only one with 2 combat abilities. You should still use Jabel for cavalry though, since she is very free-to-play friendly despite being an orange hero. Beyond the first generation of heroes, each new generation of heroes is designed by the devs to be an upgrade in some way to a previous generation as a rally leader due to much higher stats across the board, with the notable exception being the pay-to-win hero Amadeus. That said, the devs release new heroes in a sort of alternating cycle. For example, in Generation 2, the infantry and archer heroes are much more offensive oriented, while in Generation 3, the infantry and archer heroes are more defensive oriented, and vice versa with the cavalry heroes. So while an equivalent investment in a later generation's hero will almost always yield better stats, the abilities might not be as well fitting. For example, you might want to choose Marlin from Generation 2 over Jaeger for Generation 3, given his array of offensive abilities and due to the extra lethality from the special ability on his exclusive gear that Jaeger does not have access to. So you'll need to use your judgment not only based on how well you have built up each hero, but also on what intended role the developers are trying to craft for them. For rally joining, we really only care about that priority expedition skill, which is the top right skill on the hero skills window. Even if the hero overall isn't great, this one ability is all that matters. So this makes rally joining choices a bit more interesting. Even as a free-to-play rally joiner, there are certain amazing heroes that you have access to and absolutely need to know to support your alliance's rallies effectively. I expect these choices to be mostly evergreen, given the weaker stats of old heroes don't matter, but for clarity, we only have up to the 3rd generation heroes released at the time this video is being recorded. For rallies that are more offensive in nature, such as trying to dislodge a well-fortified enemy from the castle battle, you generally want to hit the enemy as hard as possible since you attack first. As I mentioned in my Ultimate Combat Guide, lightly injured troops are removed from a PvP enemy's garrison in the castle or other PvP outposts, so it is not uncommon to send a high damaging rally to soften up the enemy first before sending a 2nd or 3rd rally in short succession to capture the target. So heroes that shine here tend to be the same ones that excel in Bear Hunt, but we can be slightly more forgiving since defensive abilities can also help change the battle outcome, particularly if multiple rallies are attacking in succession. Thus, rally joiner favorites like Chenko, Yanu, and Amadeus that bring a lethality buff will still be your top choice. Attack boosting heroes like Amane and Hilda are still helpful, with Amane having a slight edge due to the greater attack boost. Enchant-based damage boosting heroes like Marlin, Zoe, Jaeger, and Petra can also be great choices, but you need to use them with caution since their abilities will not stack if already present in the rally. On the defensive end of the spectrum, we're looking to prioritize survivability since you need to survive the attacker's first round of combat before attacking back. This will allow your stronger rally to hold the same target while minimizing attrition from troop loss, which again includes even those lightly injured troops that are removed from your garrison anyway. There are some exceptions, like Viking Vengeance, where the defender attacks first, but for PvP combat, you will generally want to prioritize stacking health primarily. This means Gordon will frequently be your top choice for defensive rallies, frequently over Howard or Quinn. I talk about this more in my controversial Purple Heroes guide, linked below in the description. That said, the testing to confirm this was done earlier in the game's life, and we have yet to see if better results from Gordon stay consistent as player power grows. It's not unreasonable to believe that Howard or Quinn's damage reduction skills could become more valuable over time as players gain the capacity to deal greater damage. So one school of thought advocates for mixing heroes from these two buckets to minimize potential blind spots. Saul is another solid choice since he gives both defense and health, but fully boosting health by a larger value is generally believed to be superior than splitting the same numerical bonus between health and defense. And then there is also Fahad, whose Desert Eclipse skill is similar to Howard and Quinn's, but actually reduces enemy damage dealt, not your damage received. I've talked about this many times, but the devs unfortunately keep the damage formula a secret. However, conceptually, this difference in description means he is either equivalent to their abilities, or slightly better if it applies before enemy damage is reduced by defenses. So I put him on the same tier, but time will tell if he is slightly better than Howard and Quinn as people continue to build him. So maybe we finally found one thing that poor Fahad might be good at, but I still think he gets edged out by Gordon. Then you have the use cautiously category, which includes percentage-based skills from Jabel and Helga, which can be good but do not stack. But then I also place Eric in his own use cautiously category, since his ability could be quite good, but quite simply needs more testing to see how good it can be. This is because there are very few alliances with 4 joiners that have Eric at max skill level already. His ability is unique in that it reduces enemy attack by up to 20%, and since it's not a percentage-based chance, it can stack. While not as good as a lethality reduction, with the way these special bonuses operate additively and multiplicatively, stacking 4 of them could turn a whale's 1000% attack rally into a 120% attack rally. We can't exactly tell how impactful that is due to not knowing the damage formula, but one can imagine that this would be quite crippling to damage dealt. The question is if doing this and still leaving a high lethality is better than improving your own health to just withstand the attack. So for now, I think we should keep him in consideration, but be open to the belief that his placement could move significantly with more testing over time. And one final note about heroes, don't fall into the trap of thinking of these as strict tier lists to blindly follow for all joiners. There are uncertainties that I just highlighted due to the developer's shrouding of combat mechanics in secrecy, and there could be reasons to intentionally deviate. For instance, one advanced tactic for joining offensive rallies could be for the first 4 joiners to use damage-enhancing abilities, while the rest join with defensive abilities. Then, if the target is successfully captured, an alliance leader can switch the order of rally joiners to immediately get defensive abilities and help hold the target better. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Just2Magic in Kingdom 356 and Tons in Kingdom 21 for helping me stress test some of the thinking in this video, and for Just2Magic for coining the term Priority Expedition Skill. Hit those like and subscribe buttons if this video helped demystify the wild world of rally science for you. And before you go and ask, what about troop formations and composition? Don't worry, I'll be posting a video on that one soon enough. But that deserves its own discussion since it's applicable to more than just rallies. Let me know in the comments if you have more questions, and be sure to check out the rest of the Kingshot Essentials playlist for smart Kingshot guides to get the most out of every feature and event. Thanks again for watching, and happy gaming out there.